Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm really excited to be doing another purchase or pass, or will I buy it? I did one of these a couple weeks ago. You guys seem to enjoy it. I love filming these. It's a way for me to really go over the new releases, let you know what I'm interested in, and then you guys can let me know what you want me to review. So it's just an interesting way to kind of keep up to date with all of the new makeup releases. And sometimes I roast brands here, and you guys seem to enjoy that. I tend to have no filter, so I'm gonna tell you what I really think about these products. Some of them I did already get, whether I purchased it or in PR, so I'll show you in the beginning of this video. And then some of them are on the way to me, and I'll let you know as we go through. You guys said you want to see these videos once every 2 weeks, so I'm going to try to keep this sort of a series on my channel. I don't typically do series, but just try to do these every couple weeks so that you're not overloaded, every single week, but it's not, every few months like I've been doing. So let me know if you like that idea of once every 2 weeks, and we will continue on with the purchase or pass. Before we jump into the new makeup releases, I'm super excited to be partnering with Built Bar for this portion of the video. They have a brand new flavor and it just dropped today. It's available now. I will link it down below. It's only available while supplies last, so it is a limited drop, meaning once it's gone, it's gone. If you're not familiar with Built Bar, they're essentially protein bars that taste like candy bars. They have so many different flavors. They do a lot of different textures like white chocolate and chunks, puffs, which are like marshmallows. So they really do a lot of different things. So you definitely want to follow them to keep up to date, because they do surprise drops like this. They don't really give you notice, and then it's like, oh my gosh, you got to get it because it sells out quickly. The new flavor is Rocky Road. I was so excited for this because it has chunks of marshmallow in there, chunks of nuts in there. It's like a chocolate marshmallow, I would say s'mores slash Rocky Road kind of feel. The marshmallow really makes it for me because I'm a marshmallow fan. A lot of the time when I get ice cream, I'll put like marshmallow fluff in it. So for me, I'm like all about it. The macros on the Built Bars are incredible. So if you've never tried them, or you're looking for something that is low calorie, high protein, low sugar, but actually tastes delicious, Built Bars are literally it for me. I eat a Built Bar every single day, usually as my breakfast with maybe like a piece of fruit. Sometimes I have another one for dessert, just depending on my mood. The macros on the Rocky Road bar is 150 calories, 17 grams of protein, 6 grams of sugar. So if you're trying to get more protein in your diet, but you have a sweet tooth like me and you want to look forward to it, I look forward to these. They taste delicious. I can put them in the microwave with some graham crackers for like a s'mores type feel, put some whipped cream, ice cream on them. Also just keep them in the fridge. I like to keep the grasshopper cookie in the fridge because it is like a thin mint. I just like it cold. There's so many different ways you could eat these, and they really are just a treat for me. They keep me on track. I don't feel guilty about them, but they're a sweet treat that I look forward to having every single day. So here is the inside of the Rocky Road bar. It has this really brown sugar chocolatey goodness inside, and then there's also chunks of marshmallow, which I really think sets it off. There's also chunks of nuts in there to give you that Rocky Road feel. As I mentioned before, these are only available while supplies last, so once they're gone, they're gone. So if you want them, definitely grab them. I will leave a link down below, as well as my code BabsBeauty10, which will save you 10% off site-wide. I love that so many of you guys have been hooked on them from my recommendation. So if you want to check them out, they will be at the top of my description box. Thank you to Built for sponsoring this portion of the video, and let's get into some new makeup releases. So I want to start out with products I have here with me so I can show you, give you my initial thoughts. Some of these I got in PR, some of them I purchased. So let's start out with the new fragrance from Ariana Grande. So she just came out with God is a Woman. This is available now. I will link it down below. It is 1.7 ounces for $55 or 3.4 ounces for $65. It also says the brand will make a donation of $5 towards ocean cleanup initiatives with every fragrance purchase. The brand is committed to donating a minimum of $75,000, which is great. I bought this myself, and the one thing I will say first of all is I don't like the packaging. I thought that this was going to be secured in there, but it's not. So if you were to grab this, I mean, it could just fly out. I mean, this is like a weapon, honey. I just don't get why it wouldn't be in the actual component. The bottle's actually nice and simple, but I just don't understand why it wasn't secured in the actual packaging. If you've tried this, let me know if you thought the same thing as me. Like, I thought maybe it was defective. Now, in terms of the notes, the top notes are ombrette and juicy pear. The middle notes are orris and Turkish rose petals. And the base notes are Madagascar vanilla and creamy cedar wood. I've been a huge fan of her perfumes in the past. I really love Cloud the most. I feel like that's a cult favorite. I was a little nervous when I was reading the rose petals. I typically can get a headache from rose and I don't generally like the smell of rose. So I was like, ooh, but then I saw the juicy pear, the vanilla, the cedar wood, and I thought maybe it would be just enough rose to give it a little bit of that floral aspect, but not give me a headache. I just don't really know how to describe this fragrance. My initial thought would be almost like a tart, juicy pear with a little bit of floral backing to it. It almost smells, and this is gonna sound bad, but like fermented cocktail, like a fermented cocktail. And I think it's the ombrette because that can have some sort of like cognac smell to it. It's not overly floral, but it just smells a little bit like I would say like a peach cocktail. I don't hate it again, but I'm not wowed by it. I was hoping for a little bit more of that musk, a little bit more of that vanilla to really ground it. It's a little sharp to me, a little tart, if you will. I don't know, I don't feel like it's very strong either. Like this morning I was like, let me give it a try. I sprayed on like 5 or 6 sprays and I don't even smell it on myself. There's just no warmth to it, really, in my opinion. And I'm just kind of like, it's okay. I will leave a link to it down below if you're interested in checking it out. I wish now I would have gotten the travel size. To be honest, I was gonna get the small spray, but then I was like, no, the packaging's so cool and I wanted to have the experience. And then I got the packaging and I was like, I should have gotten the travel size. So it is what it is. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 4. It's okay, but I'm not gonna reach for it. So this next release is actually a collaboration with 2 influencers. I saw this on Trendmood. I thought it looked interesting and I had a few of you request it, and then it showed up in PR, which I really wasn't expecting. I am wearing these today so I can give you my initial thoughts, but this is a collaboration with BPerfect Cosmetics and Kohl's World and Zachary Vang. So if you've never heard of them, they are, I would say, predominantly on Instagram. They take beautiful photos, do beautiful makeup, and they've had a couple collabs. I want to say they had another collab with Buxom Cosmetics. So essentially it is a duo. I believe they do come together. So let me read a little bit about these. So in this collaboration, there are 2 different palettes, but they magnetize together, and I do believe you can only buy them together. It's $41.95 US, and it includes the Shape Shifter palette, which is on the top, and then it also has the Shape Shift in Color palette on the bottom. I thought it was a little weird that they used the Shape Shifter name just because Urban Decay used that, but I really don't know, like, if it's not trademarked, I don't know. I saw people sort of talking about that and I was like, oh yeah, they're right. But again, I mean, I think makeup has been done before, so I don't know if it's that huge of a deal. So the larger of the palettes is the contour palette. In here, you get a mirror, and then you get 2 brightening shades and 4 bronzing and contour shades. You get a peachy brightening shade, a yellow, and then you get these 4 shades to bronze and contour. So I actually used these 2 shades today to bronze my face. They really blended beautifully. I do feel like I look quite bronzed up. I mean, I kind of went hard, but I thought that some of these were a little bit warm. So I will say, like, looking at these 2 shades that are the ones that would work for me, they're too warm to really contour with, or what I would typically choose for a contour. So I would use this more to just kind of shape the face, give me a nice, you know, glow. These are matte, very pigmented. I had no issues, like I said, blending them out. I mean, they seem creamy and soft. They didn't stick down. They weren't hard to blend. I didn't try these 2 shades yet, but I will moving forward. I didn't want to put them under my eye in case they didn't work for me and then make myself look really crepey. And then the smaller palette is interesting as well. I'm wearing that. This one is a blush and highlight palette. This one is the Golden Hour blush in a palette. Okay, so these blushes are not for the faint of heart. I am wearing both of them today. I mean, they really are warm. There's no pink to these, no peachiness. These are orange, yellow, and fire red. beautiful, beautiful, just sunburnt blushes. So I will say about this that they're punchy, so be careful. I feel like I got a little bit heavy-handed with this shade right here, which is that yellowish orange. I do not have a shade like that in my collection, I don't believe. And then I did mix these two highlights, which I thought were a really nice formula. They're a powder formula. One is more peachy, and then one is just like a typical gold. And then you do have this one down here, which is a shimmery. It could be a highlight, it could be a blush topper. So my first impression on these palettes is they're perfect for those of you that really want that sun-kissed golden hour look. Very warm, bronzy tones in here. Everything blended nicely. I will use these in a Trying New Makeup to Come. They did also give me a code for you guys to save 20% off, I think, the entire website except for sale. Now, this code is BabsBeauty20. They just sent it to me on a little card. So if you're picking these up, I'll link them down below and you can use that code if you want to save 20%. But I think this is a cute release. I think it's perfect if you like really warm, you know, bronzy tones and the burnt flush cheek look, which I'm all about. So huge congratulations to both of these boys on this collaboration. Next up, we have a new dry shampoo from Living Proof. This is the Perfect Hair Day Advanced Clean Dry Shampoo. Available now, 5.5 ounces is $30. So I know they have other dry shampoos, but I'm trying to figure out what's different about this one. It says it's an advanced dry shampoo that removes oil, sweat, and odor from the hair while adding softness and shine for that fresh out of the shower look and feel. So I did get this in PR. I used it today because I'm on second day hair, and it does leave a powdery cast. So I do want to note that. I actually don't mind that because I have very light hair. It's fine for me. I did really like the actual like sprayer on here because, honey, this is a weapon. Like, you don't want to fuck with me when I have this. I really was like, damn, like when I sprayed that, it's intense, but it did a nice job at giving me texture and soaking up the oils that I had on my hair. It's too early to tell because, again, I just used this today and I really didn't have like crazy greasy hair. It smells pretty intense, like a, you know, a clean, you know, dry shampoo smell. It's not overly like floral or giving me a headache or anything. So first impression on this is good. I wasn't wowed. I didn't hate it. So I'll keep you guys updated on this, but I'll link it down below if you're interested. So next up, we have some new releases from Nars. I actually have one of the palettes here. These are available now, and these are the Basic Instincts Cheek Quads. So you get 4 blushes for $39 each. I already gifted one of them just because I was like, it had Orgasm and Orgasm X, and I was like, I have so many orgasms. I have too many orgasms, if that's a thing. But I did hold on to this one that was brighter because I thought I need to check my collection and really see if I have these blushes, and I need to make sure that these are not like re-promote blushes that I already have. That's what's confusing with Nars, is I feel like they do these beautiful palettes, but sometimes it's like, do we already have these shades or have they already been released? So this is what the packaging looks like. It's just the basic matte packaging, and I thought this color story was much more unique than the other one. It's bright, so this shade is very similar to the one that I just showed in the BPerfect palette. I love this shade. I've tried this before, and then I thought these were interesting, especially if you do have like a tan, medium, deep skin tone. This one would definitely be my pick for you, although this one, does it have Orgasm? No, it doesn't. But this shade up here is pretty light. So you can see 2 of these actually have like a shimmer to them. I don't mind that. I thought this one in particular, this orange one, would be pretty unique to my collection. It actually is sort of reminding me of that BPerfect palette. This is a little bit different, but similar vibes. I know I love the red, and then you have these 2 sort of mauvey pink shades. So I think this is cute, but also I think very similar to how I feel about Benefit, in the sense that they do tend to put their Hula in a ton of things, or Cookie. They're sort of cult favorite products, but I like to see new. Like, I liked the Orgasm on the Beach palette. The packaging was special. It just looked limited edition, beautiful, something exciting. This just seems like we've seen it before. I'll try it in a video to come. I mean, I know I like their blushes, but I just don't feel like it's anything super exciting. So if I wouldn't have gotten it in PR, I wouldn't have picked it up. So now that we've gone over the stuff I have here with me, let's start talking about the stuff that maybe I haven't purchased, maybe I don't want to purchase, or maybe it's on on the way to me. So I want to touch on this palette. I feel like a lot of people went crazy over this. This is from a fairly new brand. This is Vanity Makeup Cosmetics. It is a new eyeshadow palette, the Signature palette. It includes 12 eyeshadows with 3 different textures and finishes. It is $95. So I've heard of this brand because I do follow this influencer. It is an influencer owned brand. She does, I believe, just Instagram. So she is a makeup artist as well, sort of like Harush, if you've ever watched her, sort of in that wheelhouse. I think she's done like celebrities and stuff like that. So I know she had a brand because she came out with cream contour kits a while back. I never bought them just because I don't typically love cream contour. And she does have a couple brushes as well, but she dropped this palette and I was like, wow. Immediately, I thought of the Tati Beauty palette and the Patrick Ta palette because of the different finishes and textures. Let me be frank with you. I am a basic bitch every day when I'm doing my makeup. This is the type of makeup I'm wearing, and I tend to get really excited about neutral palettes, I guess, that have a little bit of a twist, like the Patrick Ta that had those really beautiful shimmers and the like glitter topper kind of colors. Also the cream formula in there. I just love the different textures in there. I think the tones are beautiful. I love the quality. This palette looks luxe. I saw Trend Mood actually do a swatch, like close-up video, and it looks expensive. The packaging looks expensive. Everything about it looks expensive. Now, do I think $95 is really expensive? Yes, I do. But I did purchase it because a lot of you guys were asking me about it, and I have to say it caught my eye. It's the type of palette that I would wear. It has 6 mattes and then it has 6 shimmers or glitters. It's giving me the vibes of like the Scott Barnes Natural palette that I've been really enjoying, or like I said, the Patrick Ta. Do I think it's a little bit pricey? Yes, but I want to touch on this. When I went off about Hourglass in my last Will I Buy It, that's a totally different ball game because Hourglass really wanted to charge you $99 for 3 shades, which is insane. For me personally, I will pay either drugstore prices or high-end prices if something really wows me, and this palette actually did, and I'm curious and I want to review it for you guys. But you're getting 12 shades, so it is on par with the, I guess, prices of Natasha Denona or Pat McGrath. I feel like people buy Pat McGrath palettes and don't blink an eye, so it's all your personal preference. Like, if you think that's too expensive and you don't want to buy it, then definitely don't. But I'm a makeup reviewer, that's what I do here, and it did catch my eye as well. So I went ahead and purchased it, and I did also get one of her brushes for nose contour because I want to try it out. Do you guys want a dedicated video on this, or do you just want me to throw it in a trying new makeup? Let me know, but I'm interested to try it. I think the presentation, the photography, the colors, the packaging, everything looks beautiful, but is the formula good? We will see. Speaking of expensive eyeshadow palettes, we have a new palette coming from Pat McGrath. This is another mothership palette, the Utopian Dream Artistry palette, a cosmic paradise of floral futurism starring 10 universally flattering shades in an alluring array of matte shimmer, metallic, and multi-chromatic finishes. There's also going to be the Intensifies Artistry wand. Mixing liquid in an easy-to-use pen amplifies the vibrancy and shine of metallic and sparkling shadows. So this is coming mid-August. The palette has 10 shades. It's going to be $125. I am not a huge Pat McGrath stan. I do try products like her blushes and highlighters, and I've tried a lot of her products actually and purchased most of them, but her eyeshadow palettes for some reason don't typically draw me in. I'm much more into like Natasha Denona, specifically like the mid-size palettes, or Patrick Ta's really got me, or Makeup by Mario. I think it's a cute color story, but it's nothing crazy that we haven't seen. I know that her like chromatic shadows are super beautiful, but I also think that her Instagram, you know, they have beautiful lighting and photography. I've touched on this many times, similar to Charlotte Tilbury, where a lot of the times you see these products on Instagram and you're like, wow, they're so pretty, but when you get them, they don't really look the same. I think it's just a lot of like lighting and editing and stuff like that. So I think it's beautiful, but it's nothing that I'm going crazy about, so I'm probably gonna pass on this one. We also have a new collaboration. This is a palette with Violet Voss and Care Bears. It's a colorful palette that includes 12 different shades with matte and shimmery metallic finishes. $36 coming soon. I am just not interested. I don't really love the packaging. Violet Voss, I feel like, is one of those brands that really excelled when they did their collaboration with Laura Lee way back when. And I feel like they just haven't done anything different than eyeshadow palettes. It just feels like it's literally the same thing, just different colors. The color story doesn't really wow me, and I just feel like they've lost their way. I really hope that they can come out with something different. Give us something different other than eyeshadows. That's what I would really like to see, so I'm gonna pass on that. We also have a new product available now from Desi Skin. This is called the Do Me Over Prep, Set, and Refresh Face Mist. So it's a super hydrating, continuous mist that can do it all. It's a makeup setting spray that provides the perfect amount of hydration without moving your look. It gives you a natural skin-like finish and absorbs easily without making you oily. So this is fragrance-free, cruelty-free, vegan, $34, available now. So I did purchase this. I did not get her original vitamin C just because I'm very wary of skincare and I like to keep it simple. I've heard good things about it from most people and I love the packaging and everything, but I got this because this is something that I truly would use. I really have been reaching for more of like my long wear setting sprays recently, like the Charlotte Tilbury, of course, but I do like to use a hydrating setting spray sometimes before I use my Charlotte to kind of give me the glow but lock it in. I like the aesthetic of it, and what really got me was the continuous mist because it doesn't look like an aerosol, but it has a continuous mist. So I think it's just going to be a nice, refreshing, formula. It's fragrance free. So I'm excited to try this out. If you've tried anything from Desi Skin, let me know your thoughts. So it looks like we have a new liquid liner coming from Huda Beauty. This is the Life Liner Quick and Easy Precision Liquid Eyeliner. It's an easy to apply one-sided liquid liner, super fine, firm but flexible brush tip. Gives you maximum control and high pigment. It says that it is matte, won't budge or flake, sweat proof, $19, coming August 5th. So I actually have a package that is out for delivery today from Huda Beauty, and I'm not sure if this is that package. I do like brush tip liner, so I am intrigued to try this. I typically do not like a felt tip, so the fact that it's a brush tip is kind of interesting to me, and it also looks really small, like smaller than most of them. It almost looks from these photos like it's a brow sort of size. If you are familiar with the Urban Decay Brow Blade or the, not the Glossier, but some of the brow marker pens are very, very small. And I know Huda Beauty did come out with the really small brow pencil, like the smallest on the market. So it looks smaller than most brush tip liners. So that's got me intrigued. So I'm excited to try this out. We'll see how it goes. If it gets delivered today, we'll try it in a Trying New Makeup to Come. Another exciting release that I'm eyeing, a lot of you are asking me to review. This is available now at Ulta Beauty. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Sheer Long Wear Foundation SPF 19. A sheer matte foundation with all day long wear, but it looks fresh and healthy. 12-hour wear, oil-free and controls shine, $43, 26 shades. I'm interested because I am actually wearing the Double Wear Original right now. I've kind of rediscovered it. But the only thing that makes me nervous is sheer. I prefer more of like a light medium. Sheer to me is like sheer, and I usually can't get sheer foundations to work for me. I can get light coverage foundations to work for me, but sheer is a little bit tough. So I'm a little bit interested because you usually don't see sheer with matte. Usually it's, the more sheer they are, the more glowy and hydrating they are, the more matte they are, the more high coverage they are. That's typically what you see. So I'm intrigued. The Double Wear wears better than any foundation on the market, period. It's the longest wearing one, but it is heavy. It's not like a, glowy summer foundation. So I'm interested. I might pick this up. I want to see a couple reviews. I really want to see how sheer are we talking, because if there's zero coverage, it's not going to work for me, but I do have my eye on that one. Another product that's new, available now, this is the Turn Up the Base Butter Silk Concealer by One Size. This is an all-day wear, do-it-all, medium to full coverage concealer that acts as the most targeted texture solver, gliding on the skin like butter on toast, honey. Okay. Waterproof and oil controlling, uses texture solving ingredients to smooth the skin. 24 shades, $25 each. Available now. I already bought one of these, so it should be coming in a couple days. I feel like my Sephora orders have just been like shipping slowly lately, and I'm like, it's taking forever, and I want to try these out. I've had really good luck with the One Size powders specifically, so I'm interested to try this, and I do know that Patrick Starr has textured skin, very much like me, so I really feel like he's good at doing smoothing products. So this one definitely caught my eye. I had a lot of you guys ask me about it, so it's on the way to me, and when I get it, we will try it. So new from KVD Vegan Beauty, available now at Ulta. These are the Mod Con Liquid Gel Contours, a modern, lightweight, transfer-resistant liquid gel contour to create dimension, long wear, high contrast pigments with a clear base. Make this lightweight contour work like an actual shadow. So these are $26 each. It looks like there are 8 shades in here. I'm wary of this. First of all, I'm not huge on contour, cream contour or cream bronzer. There's a couple that I like, but I really generally will just go for a powder. Now, I love cream blush though, but I did see her cream blushes come out. I don't want to say her because she doesn't own the brand anymore. KVD Vegan did come out with some glowy cream blushes. I saw some reviews and it literally looked like lip gloss on the skin. Like, I've never seen something that looked stickier, tackier. It didn't look good. It just looked like you literally smeared Vaseline all over your cheeks. There was very little pigment. That's why I'm kind of like, I don't know about this one. I just don't think it's going to be a product for me. I will be curious to see other people try it, but because of what I saw with that cream blush, I'm a little bit scared. Speaking of cream bronzers, we do have a new launch from Jouer Cosmetics. This is the new Bloom Bronze and Glow Bronzer and Highlight Duos, a multi-use creamy duo with plant-derived squalane and rosehip oil to moisturize and nourish the skin. Radiant bronzer on one side and a shimmering highlight on the other. $32 each. It looks like there's 3 different colorways. I feel like it's nice and inclusive. The colorways look like, you know, they're trying to cover as many bases as possible. It looks pretty, but again, I'm just not huge on cream bronzers and cream highlighters. And recently I did buy the Anastasia Beverly Hills. I haven't even tried it yet. I feel like I've just been overloaded with new stuff. And for me, Jouer is not a brand that excites me much anymore. I used to go crazy about them, but I feel like they've sort of, again, just kind of gotten behind in the industry. It's interesting because you have brands like ColourPop that push out too much, in my opinion. And then you have brands like Jouer that don't do enough. So it's sort of like you want that median. For me, that would be like Patrick Ta. Even One Size is doing a great job at just coming out with new stuff, you know, every so often. And I just feel like some of these brands are pushing out way too much and overwhelming consumers, and other brands are just not doing enough. So for me, I'm just really not interested in Jouer at the moment. So we also have an eyeshadow palette that looks super beautiful from Beauty Bay. So this is available now. This is called the Wilderness Palette. This is super cheap, $15, and you get 20 shades, inspired by all the rich earthy tones, leafy greens, and molten shades that nature offers us. I can't spit it out. This is also vegan and cruelty-free. Now, I've tried their formula way back when, and I don't remember being wowed, but I don't remember being disappointed. For the price point, I felt like they were nice shadows. It's been quite a while, so I would have to try it to figure out if I would recommend it to you guys, but I think the price point is great, and I think it's a really beautiful color story. Me personally, I'm probably going to pass on it, but I'll link it down below if you're interested. So next I want to touch on some new fragrance releases. I feel like we're seeing an influx of those and a lot of makeup brands coming out with fragrances. So let's talk about the new Fenty Beauty. This is the spicy and sweet all at once. Here's the new fragrance by Fenty Beauty, Bridgetown. Rihanna was inspired by Barbados and her travels to France, New York, and LA. And it says, once you smell it, you'll never forget. The notes on this are magnolia, musk, tangerine, blueberry, Bulgarian rose, geranium, and patchouli. It is $120 for 75 ml. It is available now, but it also says officially available August 10th, so that's a little bit confusing. So I really want to try this, but I am like scared to drop $120 on a blind purchase because I have done that in the past and really been burned. It does intrigue me because I like the sound of musk, tangerine, blueberry, but I don't know about the rose. Again, the rose always gets me. Anything that has rose in it, I'm like, that just never becomes a favorite. A lot of you are asking my opinion on this. I do think it's pricey, but I don't know if it's anything like crazy. I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, the price, but fragrance is expensive most of the time. If you look at the fragrances on Sephora, they're very pricey. It is pricey, so I'm like, oh, I would rather smell it in person before I drop that money. Now, I do know that Rihanna has worn Killian Love Don't Be Shy and said it was like her signature fragrance. That's one of my favorite fragrances, so I'm like, if she likes that, which is super incredibly sweet, have a feeling this is going to be sweet, but I actually have some videos saved on my YouTube to watch later of people's first impressions. I want to see what people are saying because I know there's like samples. If you make an order, you can get a sample. I want to see what people's like first initial thoughts are. And if they say it's like super floral or spicy, it's not going to be for me, but I'm interested. I'm just afraid to drop $120 on something I've never smelled. Another expensive fragrance that I have to say, the bottle is killing me. It's so beautiful. This is available now from Gucci, and this is the Flora Gorgeous Gardenia perfume. This is a fruity floral. The notes are pear, white gardenia, and brown sugar. It is $138, or they do have a roller ball for $34. This packaging is so gorgeous, like gorgeous. And I will say that I'm sort of like, ooh, brown sugar, tell me more. I don't like super floral, but it does say it's a fruity floral. So I'm a little bit interested on this. This might be another one where I watch some reviews and see what people are saying. The packaging on this, I have to say, is just absolutely stunning, especially the full-size bottle. So it definitely intrigued me, but every time I see floral, I'm like, no, it's like immediately a headache for me. So I'm a little bit wary again. If you've tried or smelled any of these fragrances, please feel free to comment down below and let us know what you think. And then I just saw this on Trend Mood just now. Somebody has spotted a new perfume inspired by Too Faced iconic pink mascara. Better Than Sex perfume, a modern love potion for women and men, $105, coming soon. There's no bottle, there's no notes, so I really know nothing about it. I mean, I'm trying to figure out, like, what's it gonna smell like? Better Than Sex, it's for men and women. Is it gonna be unisex? I'm not sure. 105 again, seems a little steep for Too Faced personally. I can see a little bit more with Fenty. With Too Faced, I feel like they're more of a young, fun brand. It seems a little bit steep, but I am on their PR, so if I get it, I will let you guys know my thoughts. But there's literally no bottle or notes, so I really can't say anything other than they do have a fragrance coming. And then to finish off this video, I just want to go over some beauty news. So we have some new products available now at Ulta. We have the new Kylie Cosmetics relaunch. I did a first impressions. I will link it down below. Or if you check through my videos and you're wondering about any new products, I typically put the really hyped products in my thumbnail so you can actually see what I try in that video. But I did do a first impressions on the new relaunch. These are all available now at Ulta. I love when things come to Ulta or Sephora because it's just much more accessible and you don't have to buy, you know, from 10 different websites trying to try new stuff. You have your points you can use. So I will leave a link down below, but all the new products are there, as well as the new ColourPop and Powerpuff Girls collection. The blushes in that collection are absolutely stunning, and I actually liked the color sticks too. Super easy to use, so those will be linked down below as well. And then the Jaclyn Cosmetics Rouge Romance collection. I just mentioned the palettes in a favorites. I love the blush palettes. That was probably my favorite collection from her to date. So those are available now at Ulta as well. So some exciting things coming to Ulta. Really nice to have them there because it's just so much easier to order all of your stuff at once. Know that you're going to get the free shipping. Know that you're going to use your points. I just know personally ordering from a bunch of different indie brand or small brand websites can get confusing when you're trying to track like 5 different purchases, whereas at Ulta you can add different things to your cart to try them out. Ulta is also carrying a newer brand that I've seen here and there on Instagram, but I haven't tried it myself yet. This is Ella Luz. It has a stick bronzer, face palette, a facial glow, lip therapy, a lip and cheek stain, and I actually did purchase the face palette. I thought it looked cute, so let me grab it and we'll look at it. I haven't touched it or anything. So I just got this in from Ulta with my last order. Here is the packaging. It's very sleek. I did open it just to look at it, but I haven't actually swatched the palette. And inside it has this ombre packaging. This does give me very similar vibes to maybe like Alamar Cosmetics, but a little bit more elevated. And inside here, you do get 4 powder products. So you get a bronzer, 2 highlighters, and a blush. I do get the vibe from this brand that they're more of a natural, glowy brand. They have a lot of cream products. Yeah, when you swatch these, you know, the highlighters are very much like a satin highlighter. They're not like Jaclyn Cosmetics or anything like that. But I thought the blush looked really pretty. It's a soft pink. You know what? Let's try it on. So dipping into it, it is powdery, but we'll see how the pigment is. Ooh, that's pretty, you guys. Woo, maybe it's just like mixed with what I had on, but it looked super soft. Like it wasn't gonna show up, but it's giving me, ooh, baby doll cheeks, which is what I'm all about. Ooh, I love that. So while we're at it, I want to dip into this highlighter. This is the lighter shade. I know it probably won't do much because I already have highlight on, but ooh, it's pretty. Wow, okay, so swatching these, I was like, you know, maybe it's not gonna show up. It's a little bit too natural, but I like it. This is like really beachy, fun, punchy blush. I really like that blush. It really is a baby doll blush, and when you look at it in the pan, it almost looks a little bit like muted, you know, like I was like, it's not really gonna show up. It showed up beautifully though. I think it really punched up my blush and gave me more of that pink look because I had the really like orange and yellow on. But I am quite impressed first impression. So yeah, if you've tried any of this brand, let me know your thoughts or like what products you love. But I'm interested now to try more of these products because I really am impressed with my first impression. Okay guys, so I think that's everything for this Will I Buy It or Purchase or Pass. Lots of sneak peeks and products coming into different retailers, but not a ton of new right now. It definitely can change in a couple weeks. We know how it goes where it feels like all the brands one day are just like boop and they drop all the new stuff. So let me know what you're interested in, what you want to pick up. I will link all the products down below that I talked about today in case you're interested. And what do you want me to review? Always let me know. Also tag me on Instagram and anything that you want me to review or even talk about in these videos. It helps me know what you guys are interested in. Also, don't forget to check out Built Bar. They will be at the top of my description with my code to save 10% off site-wide. Highly recommend them. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope you'll subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video.